Okay, so now that we talked about the 8 basic guidelines and helped get a little bit of an understanding of BMR, and making sure that we're not eating too little, but we also don't want to overeat too. So it also depends on your personal goals. So if you're looking to lose body fat, we need to restrict caloric deficit. But if we're looking to put on mass, muscle mass and stuff, then we need to do just the opposite. We need to eat more. All right, so here's some of the big things when it comes to getting people to understand protein. All right, protein is a very essential part of the repair process for the body. All right, so we have to chew it and break it down. Once you start breaking it down, the body will start breaking it down into its base elements called amino acids. So for the body to have a complete protein to optimally repair the damage that we're doing here, we need to have 20 total essential amino acids, and roughly around 9 of them are essential. All right, so it means that the body can't manufacture them, so we have to get them through the foods that we eat. All right, so this is why we always try to focus on getting people to understand how to eat whole foods first, and then we talk about supplementation to help fill in the gaps, especially when we are trying to get to drop fat mass, or we need to do some extra supplementation to help get more calories in and more nutrient-dense foods in there. So what is the purpose of protein? Protein is the building blocks for repair. It helps with hair, your immune system, nails, skin, everything. It's what we call a macronutrient. So proteins, carbs, fats, and water are macronutrients, meaning we need a large amount of them throughout the day. Our micronutrients we'll get a little bit more into as well, are vitamins and minerals and so forth. So it's smaller amounts, but we do need them every day, but just not in the large quantities that proteins, fats, and carbs and hydration. So the kicker here is that there's a lot of different sources of protein, and so we get people that are vegetarians or strict vegans. And what do? So there's a lot of different plant-based proteins out there. Spinach is a great source. About 50% of its calories come from protein, great source of fiber. You got fish, you got chicken as well, you got chickpeas. So I know fish and chicken are not vegan, but I'm just throwing out the different sources of them. Pumpkin seeds are a great source of protein. You get about 19 grams of protein per quarter cup. But I also have a little list breakdown that I can send you as well that you can get access to that really kind of helps break down, there it is, what the foods are and the grams and what they come out to be equivalent-wise in ounces. Because that's the biggest thing about protein, is that when we go and get protein, it's in ounces, but we're talking about grams here, and how does that equate? So this little document that I found and I've been using for the last few years is really good, and it helps you be able to pick and choose the protein sources that you're actually going to eat. All right, because that's the biggest thing. I get a lot of people that are like, "Oh, just put a plan together for me and do this and that," and but then now I have to go into, hey, you got food allergies? What do you like? What do you don't like? So this just works a lot better to say, okay, here's what we need to do. Here's what you need to eat. Here's the amounts, and here are the good food sources to be able to pick that from. All right, so let's see some other good sources here. Just to, we got almonds, we got cashews, you got split peas, you got soybeans, most beans like kidney, pinto, lentils, hummus, soy milk, soy yogurt, anything along those lines. So you just got to be a smart consumer of what you're doing and eat the foods that are going to be that you're going to eat is really what it boils down to. All right, there's nothing worse than having to feel like you have to eat cardboard all the time and there's no taste to it. No thanks. All right, so here's some 4 basic guidelines for protein just to get started. And as we get going, we can get into greater detail specific for you and your body type and your goals that you're looking to achieve. Now remember, I'm not a dietitian. Okay, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm giving you basic guidelines. But if you need more, then we can refer you to someone along those lines. But this is a great place to start, and it helps with getting the basic understandings going. So first, number 1, how much should you consume? Every day. you should have protein at every single meal, including snacks, all right? Don't eat carbs by themselves, all right? Because protein, when it is paired with a carb, because a carb by itself will just kind of spike your blood sugars and then it crashes. But protein, when you pair it with it, helps keep everything being a little bit more stable, even energy release, all right? So protein helps balance out your sugars in a nutshell. Guideline number two, how much to consume. A rough general guideline, especially when someone is just starting out, is to try to pair a 1-to-1 ratio of proteins to carbohydrates. We want to find balance first. Your body loves balance. But we also got to shake it up a little bit because it loves balance so much that it will just stay status quo if we're not shaking things up every so often. All right, so roughly 20 to 30 grams per meal. That's roughly about the size of the palm, maybe a knuckle of the finger, or going up into the fingers here, of meat here, and about 1 knuckle thick. All right, if you need a little bit more, eat a little bit more. Snack-wise, we've got 10 to 25 grams per snack. So, I mean, it could be, cashews, could be some celery with peanut butter on it. So just give that general, start there. So roughly for men, it's about 140 to 190 grams per day. Women, anywhere between 80 to 130 grams per day. And you may be thinking, wow, that's a lot. But now you gotta take that and you gotta break it down over those five small meals per day. So it becomes a lot more manageable that way. So this way we're not like, oh my God, we got to eat this huge No, you eat small portions frequently throughout the day. So we're trying to focus on, trying to eat anywhere between every 2.5 to 4 hours. But if you're satisfied at that time, then, just bump it out just a little bit. All right, so number 3 here is, number 3 here is what foods to be eating. And general rule of thumb here that I will tell people, and it keeps it super simple: the less legs, the better. All right? So what that basically means is that you should be eating more fish more frequently throughout the week than chicken. And, chickens are 2-legged, and then, beef and deer and bison and all of that once or twice a week, give or take. I mean, but I get people that say, I can't stand fish, it's disgusting. Okay, then you're going to be focusing more on chicken and turkey and stuff like that as opposed to fish. So other things too is, you got eggs, you got nuts, you got, I'm not a huge fan of tofu because it tends to be overly processed, but your beans and stuff like that too. Again, if you don't like fish, eat some more of those. Eat more. There's a lot of good vegetables out there that have got good amounts of protein with it. All right, and number 4, supplementation. I will touch on this, but the biggest thing here is that we want to focus on our whole foods first. But as we start getting going, and if we're starting to feel really sore or we're not getting the results that we're looking for, this is where supplementation, talking about BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, hydrolyzed proteins that are already been broken down and are ultimately going to be better absorbed by the body, so they don't sit in your stomach and make you all gassy and bloated. And that's what we want. We want things that are going to be easily digestible and be absorbed to the body and utilized. So we call that, you feel so much better. And so I will have certain people take like a muscle gain protein at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and sometimes even before bed too. Our product Catalyst 2 is another one that you can take before working out. And you can also take it before going to bed for recovery, and also before the workout, it's going to help preserve the muscle mass and get rid of the body fat. But I will talk more about those separately in our supplement overview, talking about products. So protein is good. A lot of different ways of being able to get your protein. Eat a variety of them. Okay, and with that, I'll talk to you guys later.